I'm a mom of 5, and over time I have seen which baby products truly deliver and are more essential and what baby items are just marketing hype. I'm gonna share my absolute top 10 baby items that I think are pretty essential. The first item I think that you really need is a baby carrier. It really helps you get things done in motherhood while keeping baby close. You and I are the environment for our babies. Mom is environment for a baby, and they learn so much when they're on us and they can smell us. It's so comforting to them just to have that swaying motion of the womb when we're carrying them around. It also really helps me personally fight postpartum depression. I am really prone to that. I struggle. It ebbs in and out for me. But when I can get up and get some things done, all the while keeping baby close, it is very helpful to help me get out of that funk and get out of my head. And it's funny, if you ever are like at a park wearing a carrier, an older woman might say to you, "Oh, I sure do wish they had those things in my days." And the funny thing is, baby carriers have been around for centuries. So if you hear snoring, Corey's like literally laying right beside me. This is where she fell asleep when I was getting ready, and I just left her right here beside me. So, and she might wake up at some point. The second thing I would say is to get some bamboobies. They have this nice bamboo material on this side that's gonna help soak up any leaks in your bra. You just set them inside of your bra like this. Honestly, I just wear a lot of boob pads instead of bras, just because it doesn't feel very good to be cut off on the side when you're breastfeeding. Any underwire bra can like cause mastitis, so I just put a lot of boob pads in. But the bamboobies will soak up and keep you from leaking out, which can be very embarrassing and very uncomfortable. So if you're planning on breastfeeding, I definitely recommend the bamboobies. I've been using for all of my kids, and the great thing is if they fall off on the ground, most people don't know what they are, and you won't be very embarrassed. So I really love those.
Oh, she boo-boo. What's your mama doing?
Okay, the next one is diapers. Everybody, unless you're doing some elimination communication with your kids that some people do, you're gonna need diapers. You could do cloth, or you could do, just a regular throwaway diaper. I started with cloth, but if you're gonna do cloth diapers, you're really gonna need to invest in a lot of them, and you're gonna really need to have a top-loading washer because you're gonna need to soak them sometimes. I guess it's not an absolute you have to, but it's very handy if you do have a top-loading. For a front loader, it's hard to soak things. Those are definitely fine, and you will save a lot of money in the long run if you don't mind a little bit of grossness and some work. But if you want throwaway diapers, my recommendation is Every Life diapers. I feel like they're clean, they're good, there's nothing super fancy about them. I personally love their mission. They're a pro-life company, and they give a lot of diapers and wipes to women who are finding themselves in a situation where they're pregnant and they need help. So I just love their mission. They deliver to your door, which is also so very helpful. They text you. This is what's so great about them. They text you before they send out your bundle, and they say, do you need to push out your bundle? Do you need to change sizes of your diapers? What do you need? And you can literally type in what you need, just send a number, and they'll delay it. You can change your shipment date. It's so handy. I really strongly recommend Every Life diapers. I'm sure I have some kind of code I can drop down below to give you like a discount on your first bundle. Figure out what diapers are best for you. I've tried Hello Bello, I've tried Honest. Well, see, that's probably the main ones I've tried, because I cannot stand the diapers that have really bad fragrances. If they're gonna have bad diaper rashes and things like that, it's probably because the type of diapers you're using. I love this right here. It says, this was like the sticker that says, every good and perfect gift is from above. That's what I feel like babies are. They're just little perfect gifts from above. So they're perfect. Yes, I am. The next thing is some kind of nose sucker, because it can just be so frustrating when their little noses are just stopped up. I think hers is a little bit right now.
What are you doing?
And so the bulbs are okay, but the problem with the bulbs is it goes down into it and it gets stuck down in there. So the nose Frida, even though it looks gross, you're not actually sucking up the snot through the straw. It's not getting to your mouth. My kids are so grossed out watching me do it, but it is a very handy tool just to help clear all this up for them so they're not so frustrated. Babies just can't clear their nose like we can.
You want to join the video?
Marketing wants you to think that you are a better mom because of the items that you have, or you're a more trendy mom because of the items you have. You are so much more than the baby items that you buy. You are so much more than the style trend of your baby registry. Being a good mom requires so little of items and just more about your intention and your heart for your child. And so I just want to encourage you that if your budget is really low, a really small, that you can still be a fabulous mom without all of these items, and that truly you can get so much used. I mean, a lot of women want their space back. People are willing to part with things that are pretty expensive for pretty low because they want their space back, and maybe they're done having babies. The next thing I would say is to get some muslin blankets. You can get too many of these, and that can be a little bit annoying, but I just rehome them with other friends, you know, if I think some of these have been rehomed to me. You can use them as a swaddle in the beginning. I don't really buy burp cloths. I like to get items I can use for a long time in many different ways. Tools that are very multi-purpose instead of just very singular purpose. And I feel like muslin blankets are just very, very multi-purpose. You can drape them over your arm for like a spit cloth. I lay them out and change the baby's diaper. I don't even have a changing table or a changing pad. I did years past, but now I just lay one of these on my bed and change the baby's diaper. And so very, very handy tools, and they only get softer over time. When you first get them, you're like, ooh, those are not as soft as I'd like them to be. But over time, they get softer and softer, and you can always repurpose them way down the line for something else, or just great cloth. A really good outdoorsy stroller. Like I said about postpartum depression, one part of, for me personally, of postpartum depression is just this idea in my mind that I can't get up and go. It's like I feel like I'm stuck somewhat with the baby, like I'm bound to where I am. And so what's really empowering about having a good outdoorsy stroller is you can go walk a lot. I've really found that I love the Bob stroller, and one item you can get used is a Bob stroller. They're very pricey, brand new, but I have found some great quality ones used before. And so I've had the single and I've had the double, and they have different attachments. You can add a snack tray, you can add a thing at the top of the stroller that holds your water and your cell phone and things like that. That would be a great item to add to a baby registry, and maybe ask people to team up and buy for you. The next thing you need is some really good supplements. You need to be fueling yourself. Baby is being knit together in your womb, and you are giving away a lot of nutrients. And even after, you know, if you're breastfeeding, you're going to be giving away a lot to baby. But even if you're not breastfeeding, your body is going to be recovering. You need to be just adding a little bit of supplementation on top of just eating really nutritious foods, because your body is going through a lot and you don't want to get postnatal depletion. And so if you need some help figuring out your supplements, I have a free guide for pregnancy you can download. It's a huge guide. I give remedies for the things that are the most problematic in pregnancy, morning sickness and sleep, but I also give you my supplement list that I personally used. And so obviously get with your doctor and add what you need. Those might be some good recommendations to get you started, and you need to keep taking those even after you have the baby. The next thing is a noise machine. I try not to use it all the time. The first 3 months after having a baby can be a time of transition for a baby. It's called the 4th trimester, and so much, bless you. And so they're really used to hearing our breathing and our heartbeat. You know, it's almost like a vacuum sound that they hear in the womb. And so that noise machine can be kind of settling for them because it's loud, and that's what it sounded like in the womb. So you can even get like a little portable one to put on the car seat if you're having to travel. The next thing is you need some gowns that feel good to nurse in. You need easy access to the boob. And that's what's hard, is like once you have your baby, your whole wardrobe kind of changes if you breastfeed, because you need access to the boob. I had some gowns, but like they had like a high neck, so getting something with a natural fiber, because you might sweat a lot after having the baby, you know, your body's just changing hormones. Okay, you're gonna need some kind of car seat, and you're gonna need some kind of crib or bassinet. Okay, so let me explain, because I actually co-sleep, and I know that's controversial and we can talk about that later. This isn't a car seat review video, just kind of used what I had or what I could find. I think I've used a car seat from Costco before, like a Chico. That was fine. That's an item people can team up and get for you at a baby shower. Sometimes it's really nice if you have one that can click into a stroller. I kind of wish I had done that. That would have been really handy, because when I was walking into church and things like that, I could have just taken the car seat and clicked it into a stroller, but instead I just put the baby in the baby carrier on me, which was fine. Bassinets that you could put right by your bed. Honestly, people use those things for 5 months tops. Like, I'm having to rehome this bassinet. My friend loaned to me. I'm giving it back to her so her sister can use it, because truthfully, Corey is like flipping over in it and it's just no longer safe. That was a great option for little naps. I mean, she sleeps with me at night, but I need a place to put her during the day. So I think I'm gonna have to get the pack and play. That's another item that would be really helpful. There's a lot of really pretty options for pack and plays. I'll link the one that I kind of wish I had. I have an older one that is honestly looking a little bit janky because one of my kids took scissors and cut holes in the sides, but I think I'm gonna have to bring that into my room just to give her a safe place to lay her down. Her crib is actually being used by my 3-year-old because I took the side off of it, and that is her bed right now. So those are my top 10, and I'm gonna share a couple of things extra that I feel like could really help you. The first one is a baby swing. They are very handy when you just are done, you're a little touched out, you've been carrying the baby, you've been breastfeeding, you just want to lay the baby down and get something done, especially in those first 12 weeks, that 4th trimester. The baby swing is very helpful. It replicates the womb. It's very comforting to them because they're swaying and moving, and that's just very soothing. It's one of the 5 S's that really soothes the baby. Definitely used or borrow. I have borrowed 4 out of the 5 swings I've used for my babies, and they've been very helpful. Another good thing that can be helpful is a forehead thermometer. I generally try not to freak out if their temperature is a little bit high, because that's their body just fighting the fever off, and that's their body doing the work, but it's just a non-invasive way to grab their temperature and just to keep an eye on it. One thing for after having birth is something called after ease. Oh, it makes such a difference with those afterbirth contractions, which by the way get worse with every baby. I used about half a bottle after having the baby, and I didn't have to take Tylenol or ibuprofen after birth, so I really like after ease. The next one is some mineral drops and electrolytes. It's very important to stay hydrated while you're pregnant, but also afterwards when you're trying to breastfeed. I drink about 1 gallon of water a day, and I try to do some electrolytes most days with some mineral drops. It really helps me stay hydrated and feel good. And the minerals literally taste like garbage, but if you cover them with the electrolytes, you can't taste the mineral drops. Definitely getting some mineral drops will help you feel good. A couple of extra things are, if it's a baby girl, I love to get some tights. I love little bonnets. I love outfits that have maybe just a couple buttons at the bottom or a zipper. I try not to get anything with buttons unless it's just so cute I can't pass on it. Definitely recommend thrifting for baby clothes. You could get some great deals thrifting. Also not essential, but I love my nursing pillow called My Breast Friend. It is so handy. She's one. Are you wanting to nursey? Always. You love it. It's called My Breast Friend, and it brings baby up higher while you're nursing so that you're not straining your back leaning over. It's so nice, and you can even get different covers, so if they get milk on it, you can easily just zip it off and wash it. So My Breast Friend, it's a really handy item. If you're pregnant, make sure you grab that pregnancy survival guide down below. I'm so excited for you. Motherhood is literally the best. I would love to have you here. This whole channel is just about helping you be more intentional in your motherhood, to be the kind of mama you really want to be. And if you're considering natural birth, make sure to check out my birth course. It's a birth course that helps Christian women prepare for natural labor, and just to help you get your heart and your mind right. I've had 5 natural births, not because I'm Superwoman, but because I've just tried to rely on the Lord, learn a ton to prepare myself. God has been gracious to give me good births, but it hasn't been easy, and I love to help other women prepare just so they're not blindsided by birth. So make sure to check that out down below. Hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.
That's a boo-boo. That's a boo-boo.